Hey everyone, welcome back, and thank you for joining me. I have my tired video today. I am exhausted. This is more about how exhausted I am, I think, than this toy, which is a very cool and rare toy and desirable toy by Masudaya. So before I get into my whining and complaining, kick back, grab your coffee, your other drink, clank it, spoon it, whatever it is, spoon it like you mean it. Sweeten it up and get a snack, get cozy in your chair, adjust your screen, because now we're in control. We're in control of the brightness and the contrast and the color saturation. So with that out of the way, and by the way, if you're a lurker, please consider subscribing. It would be greatly appreciated. So I just ended up another day here at the collection, and I am beat to hell and unpacking the toys that were packed for like 4 years. I had a couple of some minor and some not so minor casualties. For instance, my big giant Steve Welter saucer that was modeled after the Aocean saucer, and it's on the channel. I have to somehow figure out how to reintroduce videos that I made 10 years ago, 8 years ago, because, back when there was 20 subscribers is a lot different from when there's 2,000 plus subscribers. Some of those new subscribers may not even be aware, and I don't know that they're going to scroll through nearly 1,000 videos, but I would encourage you, if you're new to the channel, just look at the playlist, because at least I have them segmented into space toys and astronauts and robots and battery toys, monster toys, the cool cars and stuff like that, and the shorts and beach and nature. Anyway, I have good news on the beach front. Thank God. My wife had called me. She was so excited, and I was just so bummed out. I'm like, I'm working. What do you want? But now we will get some dune restoration yet again. So knock wood that, because that dune is precarious now. So, one more storm and we would have been toast. So, I had this laser. So anyway, let me go back to the ocean saucer. So as I'm unpacking things, I said, let me see, because that saucer puts on such a cool light show. And I said, the opening's coming up now, man. It's like a week away. When you see this video, it'll be less than a week. So I'll have to post this quick. Yeah, and interspersed with all the videos I made 2 months ago, in anticipation of this opening and being busy. Because, the official soft opening is December 8th to honor my mom's 87th birthday. And both my parents are still kicking. My dad is 94 and still drives virtually every day, if you could believe it. He'll be 95 next year, so it's amazing. And, I wanted to honor my mom. She's been a very big influence in my life. So this will always remember that day, and it'll be even yet more special. But anyway, the toys that were packed and art pieces like that Walter saucer, I went to open the battery compartment, which actually was just held on by a magnet, and lo and behold, there were 4 AA's in there. They were corroded to hell. I don't remember leaving them in there. And, keep in mind, when I packed those toys, it was hundreds and hundreds of toys that were packed, 3-4 years ago. So, in a different state. Some of them actually might have been packed 7, 8, 9 years ago. And, I just probably neglected to check. So, yeah, it corroded. And now it's very sporadic. I don't have proper tools here, but I did try to clean it with a knife, some of the contacts. So sometimes the lights work properly, but it's not consistent at all. And most of the times they don't. So then I said, I had a laser. And John remembers I made a laser head robot. Well, John made it for me. I kind of had the design in mind, and he assembled it and put it together. And I had an extra laser. I never used it. And this is the laser here. And I said, what? I want to just put this in the right spot, because, why not have some lasers going off, maybe in a special area? And lo and behold, there were AAA's in here that corroded it, so it wasn't terrible, but, bad enough where it's not working. So, I'll have to, maybe I should have unscrewed it and showed it. Maybe I'll try to clean it a little better. It doesn't look terrible, but for whatever reason, it just doesn't make the contact like it did. And these are cool, and I'm sure I can get some more laser things cheap enough, but, it's just unfortunate. And now I'm worried about, like, all the other toys, battery toys. I'm wondering, holy cow, I wonder if I will have batteries and all kinds of stuff. But, you know, it is what it is now. You know, I've unpacked, I don't know, 500, 600, 700 toys. So who the hell knows? I mean, you know, you just don't have time to go through every little nuance and detail, although that would be a critical one. Anyway, that's my tale for today, and I am, like I said, exhausted, so I'll try to make this even a little quicker after I've rambled on for 5 minutes or so. So I picked this up, buy it now, eBay, very clean. This is the Masudaya Marsman, and it's highly desirable. I actually never had this toy. Let me zoom out a little bit. And a lot of times you'd see this toy with the incorrect head for some reason. I guess the head can go missing easily, so pay attention if you're ever in the market for one of these, because you don't want to get gypped and buy one that doesn't have the correct head. And this is the correct head. And you can see this character has kind of like a nice Asian look to it. It actually looks very feminine to me. You know, it looks like she has blush and lipstick, which is, you know, common among some of these Japanese toys. And it's replete with the goggles here. Nice stars, but it's really cool. Look at this lithography on here. You got kind of like this rocket jet airplane. You have Saturn over here, comet. You have somebody parachuting from God knows where, probably out of this really cool flying saucer here with 3 jet pods. And it actually says Marsman. Maybe that's Elon Musk, right? Because he's the Marsman. He's the guy that wants to go to Mars. And it's all tin. It's really cool. It has a nice bumper over here. It looks almost like a bumper car. As a matter of fact, that this probably has been, pressing has been used to make bumper car toys. And over here it has this like directional wheel. So the toy doesn't sit like really flat because of the way, well, it's not just the wheel, but it kind of leans to one side. There's nothing really you can do. Now, if you want to display it, I would suggest that you put something underneath to get it to sit perfectly at level height. Now, the other thing I noticed is this wheel has a flat spot here, but it's not just flat. If you can see here, the rubber actually canted to one side. And, you know, I wonder, maybe John will chime in or someone else, if you had like a hair dryer, if you heated that, if it would actually soften it up, because it is hard and brittle as a rock, but maybe it would just decompose it even, you know, worse than it is and just flake off. I don't know. If not, if you could heat it with like a hairdryer, perhaps you could push it back into place. But, you know, I mean, look, when you display these things, once you put them in, and especially somebody like me that has hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of toys, you know, once you put them on, you don't really have time to go through every single one and start moving the wheels. And, you know, I always thought if I was going to do some kind of public display like this, I'd have something to elevate the toys, but that never materialized. So I'm kind of like screwed myself in that respect, you know, because I would have loved to have had something to lift up all the toys so the wheels were elevated. But you know what? It's just kind of hard to account for all the details and things like that. And this phone, man, I don't know why it's getting blurry. Now the focus is kind of locked. It's just, this is the freaking lovely Apple crapple, some people call it. Look at this. Unreal. I just don't get why. That's unbelievable. But you know what? Let's see if I can move this around. But you know what? I'm almost done with this anyway. So here we go. Now it's back in focus. Isn't that bizarre? I can't wait till I unpack my camera and set it up with the tripod. So anyway, the toy is friction, but with this table, you're not going to get much action. And, you know, even with those hard wheels, you're not going to get much. But like I said, this is highly desirable. Very tough to find in the box. Very, very tough to find in the box. Consider yourself lucky just to get the toy, to find this toy. But, you know, if you were to, you know, be fortunate enough to get the box, you got a home run. And with the box, this thing, you know, it's going to be, I don't know, $7 grand. It's a lot. So, you know, I got very lucky buying now on eBay. This was a fraction of what people normally pay. Thank God it wasn't even buy it now. It was make an offer. And I kind of lowballed it. And the person was like, yeah, I'll take it. I'm like, oh, all right. I'm good with that too. So, you know, it's a nice piece to put on the shelf now. So with that, thanks for joining me, my friends. If you like the video, if you like these cool toys, do me a favor and subscribe and thumb up the video. And leave a remark. I tend to reply, and it helps those dreadful algorithms. With that, I appreciate your time. And let me know what you think about any other topic regarding this upcoming opening of the collection. With that, my friends, I'll talk to you later.